Walk in his ways, impact voice. Walk in his ways, impact voice. Walk in his ways, impact. Walk in his ways. Tune in to get your mind right. Tune in and let your soul glow. We already hit the top charts, so if you're really ready, let's go. Walk in his ways.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Ways Impact Voice Podcast. I'm your host, the CEO and founder of Walking This Ways Impact Voice, Furman Jackson Jr. I'm broadcasting live once again from the DFW, that's Dallas Fort Worth, Texas. I hope everybody had a great, productive Wednesday. Hope everybody got everything done, got everything accomplished. We know we're about to create a transition to December 1st, and we know it is already November 30th, 2022. This whole month of November is gone. We're about to get into the month of December. We know everybody's getting excited about 2023. Let's just finish out 2022 at a high playing level. And let's continue that high playing level from 2022 all the way to 2023. I'm very excited to be back with y'all once again. We are live streaming, of course, on Facebook Live. So you're watching, we encourage you to like, share, comment. Also, get the hearts up, get the thumbs up, and we're very excited. I got my brother back with me, Daquan back with me on this Wednesday night. So Daquan, go ahead and introduce yourself once again to the audience. I already know they already know you, but just go ahead and introduce yourself one more time.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Daquan with Interest Communications. Happy to be here as always. Love the show. Y'all keep tuning in because this is where it's at.
And I appreciate you, my brother. Take time. I hang out with me, of course, every Wednesday night. And big shout out to everybody. I was looking on the professional dashboard on my Facebook page. And within 7 days, we reached over 14,700 people. So, man, we're very excited about that. It's all about staying consistent. We got some big reviews on Spotify with the podcast as well. We're top in the United States. So, thank everybody for supporting us, tuning in. And we continue growing and evolving. And tonight we have a very special guest. Our featured guest tonight is the author of The Diary of a Former Sex Addict. Her name is Portia Day. She's doing a lot of great work in the city of Philadelphia. She has a lot going on from media, author, you name it. I think you also wrote children books as well. So you're doing a lot of great things. And Portia, go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience on Walking This Way Impact Wars Podcast.
Hi. Hi, everybody. My name is Portia. I'm also known as Thick Nubia Goddess, the erotic poet. As he stated, I am the author of The Diary of a Former Sex Addict, Part 1 and 2, and also Harsh Terminology, and my first children's book, Introducing Whittle the Duck, that just literally came out maybe like a few weeks ago. So, yeah.
And I thank you. I know we've been in contact with each other via email, and I thank you for taking time to skip once again. It's an honor and it's a privilege to have you here on the podcast because when you showed me that you was willing, that means a lot to me because you could have turned down the invitation, but you was willing to be a part of it. And I thank you once again. I'm truly honored once again. And we're gonna be talking about the book, of course. Like I said, I did purchase the book. Before we got on there, we talked about that. The book is The Diary of a Former Sex Addict. This is the book. I ordered it on Amazon. I'm still reading it, of course. So great book, great read. It makes you think what goes on in everyday life. I know Portia's gonna elaborate more on the book. She wrote the book, created the book. If you have questions, if you have questions, you're watching this right now, if you live stream, put a Q in the comment section. If you have any questions for Portia, once again, put a Q in the comment section. Want to hear from you. The book is very deep. We know that this stuff goes on every day. This is something that's transpiring right now as we speak in somebody's home right now. So you never know what's going on, but it is going on somewhere. In my neighborhood, it's going on somewhere. In your neighborhood, it's going on somewhere. Down the street, it's going on somewhere. But I'll let the author, the creator of the book, elaborate more on that. I know the book is called Diary of a Former Sex Addict. Just Portia, just give a little background history about you and how do you come to this point of writing books and many other things you got going on.
Okay. So I've been writing, excuse me. Like I said, I was just getting over something. Sorry. I've been writing since the age of 9. I used to take my mom used to buy us a bunch of composition books for school. I used to take all of them and just write books, write poems, all kinds of stuff. Like I grew up in Southwest Philadelphia and West Philly. And in Southwest, where I lived at that time, was like one of the most dangerous blocks to live on. So I literally saw it all. It wasn't abnormal for me to go outside and see the cops out there, see blood in the street, see, wanna, sheesh, yeah, like shoot out in my backyard. That like literally we lived there in Southwest since until I was like 15. And but for me, it was so normal to me that when we moved, I still ran back to the hood because it didn't dawn on me a better like, I wasn't evolved and said, I just knew this is what it is, and that's just that. Like, I had friends that, experienced the drug addict parents or the alcoholic parents. My parents, they wasn't the, drug or alcohol or anything like that, but for a while I've seen from other family members, I've seen drug use and alcoholism and things like that. So um writing, and then I didn't even how can I put it? So when I was like 15, I started thinking I was gonna be this rapper. So I started writing all these raps as well. So I had a composition book of raps and things like that. And then after that, I just kind of like grew out. I stopped doing it. I'm not gonna say I grew out of it because I just stopped doing it. I started going through life, trying to figure my way out, navigating to things, and then getting into the medical field. So I stayed a medical assistant for a very long time, like 17 years. And in between that time, I went back to school for nursing, but that wasn't, I didn't finish. I went to college, I dropped out. I just felt like I needed something more. And then I slowly but surely started getting back into writing. And then in like 2018, I started going to open mics because I was writing more poetry. And then I just started writing a book. Like, and I just kept going. Like, I just had this wow. I was like, I could just put it everything, like everything from whether it was my life, which not directly my life, but my life, someone else's life, and just throw it all into this book. And I wrote it in maybe like I want to say 3 months. It might have been a little bit more than that, but I didn't even realize that I wrote 2 books at one time. Like I finally found the publisher, and she had told me, she was like, this isn't 1 book, this is 2. I was like, what? I was like, for real? She was like, yeah, we gotta find somewhere to cut off and everything you wrote. I was like, oh. So we picked a spot that I felt like was a good climax and make you a little bit mad at the same time. Sorry if you ain't done. But um from there, I just, I kept going. Like, I'm also an erotic poet. So I started evolving with that, like performing more and evolving into performing better. I went like it's like a whole situation even with that. Like I dressed in lingerie and it's a whole situation. So then after that, between writing, the books and being a star, I wrote 2 books. I just dropped them differently. Like I dropped the first book in December of I think 2020. And then the second book came out July of 2021. And then after that, I wrote Harsh Terminology, which is a short read, but a good read. That came out this year. And I just told myself I'm just going to keep dropping books. And in the meantime, I started writing shows. So I don't know if you got a chance to look at ISE TV. If you have Amazon, Fire Stick, and Roku, it's Black owned by me and my partners channel that is on. You can get on Roku or Fire Stick, and we have other Black independent filmmakers on there, but we also have our own shows that I've created as well as my partner. And one of them, the first one that we ever did, is called Vibrations. It's with me and my sister. It's like a podcast / talk show. We've had guests, things of that nature. And we were just, that was the start of it. And then after that, we just kept filming. We did Vibrations, this other show, I Want All the Smoke. That's very, it's like a bust on you kind of show. They playing, it's comedians or whomever they interviewed, and they're like playing cards, picking subjects, and talking crazy. It's I love it. It's like it's like you looking at Def Jam and watching them play cards at the same time. Then we took it from there. We went to Ooh Girl. And Ooh Girl's like our Black view. We got 3 beautiful ladies, and they give the tea. Like, they really give the tea. Then after that, we started filming I've made a mini movie for the Diary of a Former Sex Addict. That is coming out soon. You're starting editing for that. It's little something something. And let's see, what else? It's a lot. Oh, we started filming The Swains. Now, The Swains is a real life married couple who we turning into a TV show. So we write the concepts, but they do their own lines. Yeah, we just give them what subject we want them to touch on and things of that nature, and that's going very, very well. So yeah, I love to write. I love to write, and when I feel like being the erotic poet, I love to perform too.
Yeah, that's what's up. And just the stuff that you got going on, I tell you, you're very excited about what you're doing. Being a curator of the different projects you got going on. I know you go by Dick Nubia Goddess. Did I say that correct?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, how did that name come about? And when people hear that name, do they think of you as being an exotic dancer or a dope film star? How did that name come about?
Listen, I could have broke and changed my name the way people was trying to, the way men was misinterpreting my name. Because, like you said, like for a while, because I was using the hashtag erotic hashtag, and I had to start writing hashtag erotic poet. They thought I was low key trying to say porn star, or yeah. But that name came about actually through meditation and this book I read. It was talking about the Ankh and the Nubian people, and I like that because they're like the original people of civilization in Egypt.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, and we all have God within. So I was like, goddess. And the fact that I'm thick. So, thick. And then I was just laying, like I said, I was laying down, I was meditating, and the name literally came right, like, it's Dick Nubian Goddess. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do it. This is who I am. And I really started telling people, I said, this is who I am. This is my name. This is it. And after that, it was funny because my sister would be like, yeah, because for a little bit, she was my manager, and they would be sending her messages trying to say how much they would pay for me to come. And she was like, come and do what? Because she do poetry. And like, what? And but I was like, I'm not, no one ever asked me to change my name or anything. But I could have broke and been like, I'm changing my name. But I was like, no, this is clearly the name I'm supposed to have. And I love it. And I don't, and for me, it's like, I've had people say, oh, I don't feel comfortable with saying God is something, but why not? We all have, like, if that's how you feel, fine. But at the end of the day, it's, I love the name.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how it's supposed to be, and I had mentioned this on my Facebook post before, in the Bible, it mentions that even said ye are God. You know, even Christ said ye are gods. According to scripture, it's in the Bible. But it's like people mindset, they've been programmed to think a certain way. If you go around saying I'm a God, even the Bible says that, oh, you think you're God or you think you Christ, and it's like this stuff is actually biblical.
Milton,
It's
exactly.
biblical, so it's nothing wrong with going by that. And I know, like I said, I know you probably get a lot of tease with that name, and like you said, guys come approach you. Oh, you must be a stripper or a porn star,
Mhm.
and all that other stuff. But most important, I like how you said exotic. You know, women, and women are sexual, of course, but
Mhm.
in other words, being comfortable. So about what you're doing is being comfortable, embracing who
Yes,
you are. You know, we
yes,
have a lot of men and women who are shaming themselves, but we're now we getting to the point now where people are learning to love themselves,
yes.
embrace themselves. You know, we had a sexologist on the podcast, Twyla Be Good. Big shout out to her. She's here in Dallas, and she teaches men, women, singles, couples, how to embrace themselves sexually. Be comfortable
Sexual.
who you are. And that's
Mhm.
why I get it with you. Like, and with your exotic poetry, how do they receive it? I mean, how do they receive it when you do it?
Oh my goodness. Listen. I love the faces, the facial expressions, because like I said, it's a whole thing. Like I really perform. Is like I've actually turned my poetry into an EP, some of them. So I got 5 poetry songs on Apple and all that. I call it Thick Nubian Goddess, the Erotic Poet. And it's actually available on like Apple, Spotify, all of it. So because I was like, I wanna do something different. You know, I want people to, hear my poetry and honestly feel good, get turned on. Like, I mean, I've seen all kinds of stuff. One person told me by one of the performances I did got a man in trouble. I guess he was staring too hard and but it was like it's I I'm here to do me, be me. I that's it. So, I put people on my set and it's like I call it the thick Nubian goddess experience because you will never forget me. Like literally. And it's funny because people say I heard of her and I'll be like, it's me, I'm right here. But I don't always look like the,
Right.
but yes, I love the facial expressions or the damn or the ooh and the she said that or she did that dance, whatever, it's I enjoy being a vibe. I really do.
And that's what it's all about. And have you ever received any testimonials from your performance? When I say that, maybe a couple came and they probably was not being more exotic with each other about your performance, and they like struck an interest back into their relationship. Have you ever received any testimonials like that?
No one's ever excuse me, I'm sorry. No
You good?
one's ever been that comfortable to say. I mean, girls always come up to me and tell me, oh, I love your confidence. I wish I had confidence like that, things of that nature, but not, and then if they saying anything to me, it's not poetry related,
Right,
you
oh
know.
yeah.
Yeah, there. The first time I ever performed like a real show, not open mic, I had to open up for a it was like a variety show type thing, poems and comedy.
Okay.
And it was in 2019. And after I performed, and I wasn't even fully evolved into what I do. And it was like people were trying to ask me on dates after I was done. Like so it can it could go either way. And then sometimes on purpose when I do have a show, I'll stay hidden in the back somewhere just to, avoid any extra. But
Oh yeah,
it
extra attention. Something
yeah.
like that. Like, had that ever happened to you before? Because I know by you doing what you're doing, you got these crazy guys out here who think with the other area in their body. Have
Oh
you ever
yeah.
had, I mean, how do you protect yourself from that? Because We know we got some weirdos out here in the world.
Let me tell you, before I even started the TV network, all I had, and I was just performing. The block button was so strong, like so strong. If I would get all kinds of. I don't have Facebook Messenger because of all the I swear my inbox was like 3,000 messages.
Mm-hmm.
Half of them had to be men's private parts. I was like, okay, block. And I just was like, I try not to spaz. One time I made a post kind of like spazzing because I was asking people like, who is your mom? Like, why? What I'm doing, I'm not in your inbox and I'm not asking you for anything. I'm posting my performances. That's it. So where do you think that I am saying to you, come, I need to see your, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, no. So I just block. And then I have a lot of supporters who don't speak English. And it'd be funny because they'd be like leaving their, the stuff out there, the translation, make sure they're not saying nothing crazy. And the ones that do be saying crazy stuff, I block them. But that's mainly on the Facebook. My Instagram, I can filter that out easier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, if you're not even there, if you're not even friends, it'll be requests. You could take a little sneak peek and be like, oh no, and just delete. And I don't even gotta worry about it. But on Instagram, on Facebook, always a surprise. So I was like, you know what? To avoid this, no more Facebook Messenger. I just don't have it. I'll be like, sorry, family and friends, but
I understand. Based with the work you're doing, like I said, you got to protect yourself because, like I said, there are some weirdos out here in the world, and they will kidnap you and all that other stuff and follow you, stalk you, and stuff like that. So, like when you're doing these performances, do you have bodyguards? You have security?
Listen, I'm never by myself. I'm never by myself. I think I've done. No, I wasn't even by myself. Like, yeah, I think I've done one show where I had no one there, but that show was a little bit different and the vibe was right. But for the most part, and plus to be honest, I am very selective about who I perform for as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's if it's a certain kind of where I know it's gonna be other poets there and a little bit on the sensual type time, then I kind of get an idea of the vibe of people that may be there. It may be someone there that might try to talk to me, but they may not be on no nutty stuff. But again, I am never by myself. So I have a good team. Like if one ain't there, another one there. If another one ain't there, it's always someone with me, literally. Like I don't have to and no one's tried to take it that far because for the most part they a lot of places I go to, they don't go, they'll stalk me on social media faster than anything.
Yeah, especially with that Messenger. They would actually call you on Messenger. And I noticed a lot of women would say a lot that would literally just call you and don't even know you like that.
No, this guy called me, I counted 100 times. 100 times. Damn near all night. I even tried, I answered and told him I'm really a man.
No.
He still called.
Oh wow, he still called.
Yeah, I blocked him. That was really the last straw. My phone would ring all night. I was like, who is this? This is weird. Oh my goodness.
And I know it comes with the territory with the work that you do.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta cipher out these weirdos, and those are professional stuff like that. So when it comes to your booking, how do you set that up when it comes to your booking? It from professional to like non-professional. How do you go about that? How do you discern between that?
So excuse me. basically the shows that I've done, it's been a couple of my I've done a mixture. Like I'll do ticket sales and get a percentage off my ticket sales, or someone will pay me flat out for my booking fee. So for the most part, the last couple of shows I did were ticket sale ones, and it, I knew the person, so I was cool with it. But yeah, I don't like, for right now currently, I'm not doing any shows currently because of everything that we got going on. And I was like, I'm filming and writing the show now. I know next year I'm I'll do a show. It's
Okay.
not like I'm never going to, but I'll do a couple of shows. But I also do shows. Like I had some of my shows I put together in 20 between 2020 and 2021. I did a couple of shows. I called them like the Thick Nubian Goddess Experience Variety Show. I had like comedians, I've had singers, I've had all, all, yeah, comedians, singers, rappers. Yeah,
Okay.
so I was able to set the tone myself. I did two book launches and for the Diary of a Former Sex Addict, and the last one, part two, I had birthday. It was for my birthday slash show. So I performed as well. Like I had my mom is a singer, so I had her perform and things of that nature, and it was real good. Like I like doing that. So that was also a safe way for me. I mean,
Okay.
of course, people came to the shows that I didn't know them because other artists and things of that nature. But yeah.
Man, that's what's up. And let's talk about the book, The Diary of a Former Sex Addict. And I got people here in Dallas want to get the book. One of my coworkers, I was reading at work Sunday morning, and I had it on the table, and the officer like, Jackson, we get the book from. And I was explaining where the book came from, whatever. And he said, and I was explaining about the book. So, oh, that's interesting. I have to order that. And one officer at the said she took the picture of the book. Said, I have to order that. I have to remind me of that, and have another friend of mine back at home. So I'm like, she gonna order the book. So it's like the book is
Yes.
very interesting. Let's talk about the book because
Oh,
I want, like, is this something that, how did this story all come about? Because I have people ask, is it a true story or
because it sounds so real because it's so relatable. Like it's experience. So it's not like based off a true story, but it's like loose to different experiences, whether it was from uh me or someone I know. Because someone that I loved very close to me was, on drugs. They didn't die that way, thank goodness. They got their life together before they passed on. And but she wasn't like she wasn't that bad, but I just put together different personalities of people, like my mom, my sisters, like myself even, you know, and I just basically was like, I could tell the hood story, like the whole, especially from where I'm from. Like I discussed the trains, the buses. When I one of my old coworkers, when I used to work in the hospital, told me that reading the book made him remember when he used to ride the G bus and things like that. And that's one of the points, to make people remember that time. Like it's set like in the 90s. So remembering that time in Philadelphia, the 90s, the buses, the how the neighborhoods they was popping, but it was like just but with a lot going on. Like, but it didn't. I mean, it was a little bit kept up, but now it's so. I mean, I don't live where I'm from anymore, but yeah, that The story itself, I picked. So I made I can share this with you. So I made the main character Tiffany. Tiffany is actually my fake name that I used to give boys when I was younger. And I made her the same sign as me. And she's not based off of myself, but I was like, I'm gonna put a little bit of me inside of Tiffany. And I just was like her, her mom, her dad, I was like I've met men like John who decided to, keep trying for the inevitable. Don't know why, but they just keep trying for hoping for a different result with somebody who has no intention on ever like loving them, being good to them, and staying through all kinds of foolery. And I knew I knew a lot of people who experienced finding out that their dad wasn't their dad, or if their mom, uh, all kinds of, like I said, the story is literally my wild imagination mixed with the hood story. Just being able to tell somebody's story. So to let people know from my point of view that your story is not ignored. And as you read some more of the book, you'll start figuring out, you'll start seeing what route she decides to take in life, to be like on the victim side or to overcome it. And, try not to be like her mother, and, and I've experienced the enabling parents and the mothers who felt like their sons did no wrong ever. I've experienced that, and it's and then they don't realize until the end, like, oh, I messed up. Like, no, y'all, I should have done better, or things of that nature. Like, those are experiences that I've experienced in my life. Not directly that way, but I've experienced in my life. But I just tweaked and turned things around. So, and that's why that's why people think it's about me. But I love to tell people this. I would never call myself a former sex addict, because I only thing I've done is just learn self-control on some of the decisions that I used to make, not being knowledgeable about the power of the P. So now it's like I'm good. But like a book on trying to tell people, because I've had people ask me all kinds of questions, like, how do I stop being a sex addict? And I'm like, you didn't even read what the book is about on the back. You can at least read that part. Like, at least read that part to understand like what's going on before you start just asking me tips and tricks instead of just buying the book. Because if I had to tell you how to stop being a sex addict, you're not gonna like it. It's gonna start with self-control and celibacy. Can you do that? Like, things that I had to actually do. But it's not, I didn't write it in the book, and I use the word former for a reason. So when you get to part 2, like reading part 2, you'll be done with that book and be like, okay. Like, for those who, so far, people who know me that read part 2, they understood why I used the word former. But and it's not even just about, it's not even just about her, her siblings. They have a, story of the decisions they decide to make to get out of the circumstances that they're in. I had, I grew up in a neighborhood where I'll never forget this. A woman literally knocked on the door with her family and was like, she going through something. I was a kid. She was like, I'm going through something. We don't got no food. My mom went in the cabinet, gave her some food. There was plenty of Brendas out there where I'm from. Plenty of Johns out there where I'm from. Plenty of little Johns out there where I'm from. Literally. Like it's so it hits home. And that's the point. You know what I mean? Like that little girl who seems distant, or that little boy who might seem distant, or you don't know, what's going on, what could be, you
That's
know?
true. That's true, and I totally agree with that. You know, it's a very interesting story. For the most part, that I read up on it by Tiffany. Her being molested by her uncle, of course, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
You know, her dad walking in, killed the brother because he caught his brother literally on top of his daughter, raping her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what parent wouldn't do that? You know what I'm saying? Go
Yes.
ahead.
And yeah, that's why I wrote that. That's exactly why I wrote that, because I was like, I'm gonna write what anybody would do if they saw that. Like anybody in a natural, you know, you already feeling some type of way. You already feeling some type of way because you feel like something going on. You just don't know what it is. And
Hmm.
you a parent. You know what I mean? And you know something not right. And then when you put your finger on it and you see what it is, you snap. Just like that. And it can happen to anybody. Literally, it can happen to anybody. And I was like, I'm gonna write it like that. I was like, I want, I really, when I write stuff, I love for people to take that, take that with them. You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, even though we know that there are parents out there who, I've known people who were molested or being raped, and they literally they were to blame, you know, by their family. Like their family was like, "What did you do?" Like, and they're a child. Like, what? A child? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and like, so, and then I know families who, did something about it. Was like, okay, this is what's happening. Okay, we're gonna, we're gonna do what we need to do. But I was like, I know me, if I saw something like that, I don't think I would be able to hold my composure. That's why I wrote it that way.
Yeah, that's it. 'Cause, we had a discussion on that. Like, we were just actually elaborating on that this past Sunday at work. It was like,
Mm,
I mean, everybody looked at what the father did was justifiable. Read on the story. I know the father, he ended up getting sentenced to prison. His daughter wondered, why did he get sentenced when he was protecting her?
yeah,
So we had a discussion on it. Like, everybody was agreed, okay, what the father did was right. That was justifiable, because if your child is being sexual assaulted, you're not just gonna sit there and say, get off her, get off her.
exactly.
You gonna handle business. You know what I'm saying? By any
Mm,
means necessary. And so it's like, wow. And then her grandmother blaming her,
yeah,
saying that she lied on her uncle, and
mm,
and not only that, the uncle had a previous history
yes,
of that as well, with
mm-hmm,
his girlfriend, where he raped her daughter.
yeah,
So
mm-hmm,
it's like he did. I'm just telling the book, but for those who interested, man, get the book. It's a great book. I'm still reading it myself because I want to look out for the outturn of Tiffany. I know Tiffany met a young boy in high school who had inspiration of being a basketball player, and
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So I'm gonna look at what happened with them two as well. So man,
Oh,
it's a great.
yeah, yeah, their relationship. Whew, yeah.
So I know you're working on a mini movie with it, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
Yeah,
Um,
we're in editing. We already filmed it, like but I was like, I'm just do a little mini something because I got big dreams for it, to turn into something bigger. But I was like, I'll do a mini mini movie, a little something, and then later on down the line, you never know, it could, it go somewhere else. It'll become like a whole series. Plenty of books are getting turned into series these days.
you're right. So let me ask. So with the Diary of a Former Sex Addict, I know it's a part one and part two.
Mhm.
So this really gonna be. So you envision this to be an ongoing series, like you said. You have people make series out of different books and make movies. So you
Mhm.
actually see this being an ongoing series until the end.
I so book wise,
Hmm.
I'm gonna do something else with it. Uh, yeah, but I'm not gonna make like a bunch of books. But I'm gonna do something else with it because when you're done part two, the I can tell as because the book's been out for or like 2 years
Okay.
come December.
Okay.
So I could say now, before I would never say, but I could say now it's gonna be a part three. It's
Okay.
gonna be a part three for sure. Because part two is like you're gonna be like, well, what happened? How we get there? Like, you know what I mean? So it'll be a part three to that. And I started writing it, but I stopped and I'm kind of indecisive on some things with it because I really want it to be, I don't believe in the word perfect, but my definition is I want people to be like raving and like, yeah, like this what we've been waiting for. Cause
Yeah.
this is what started it all. My next book I'm writing that'll be done soon is called Lovely, Lonely, Crazy. Now, this book was actually supposed to be my first book and not the Diary of a Former Sex Addict, but I lost all the notes when I moved. So when the Diary of a Former Sex Addict came into my head, I was like, I'm going, I could do this. And then when I was done, I started finding all the notes for Lovely, Lonely, Crazy. I was like, it was meant for the Diary of the Former Sex Addict to come out first,
Okay.
and then will people into like Lovely, Lonely, Crazy. That book is not this book. This one is also wild, but all my books is wild to be honest. But they are, they are. Like
Yeah.
if you ever decide you want to look at harsh terminology, that's a book about three married couples who have no choice now but to come to the truth about who they really are. Like
Mm.
it's too many signs, too much going on for them to stop ignoring like their real life, you know, whether it's double life, triple life, uh, being addicted to something, whatever the case may be. And I like to, again, like I said, I like to touch. I really enjoy having people be like, taking it in and thinking about it like, damn, hmm, like how to keep going, how to like how evolve and better and things of that nature. But I like to write relatable because I don't I could write a bunch of tell how books if I wanted to, but it's better in story. It's like when people I like Tyler Perry, like he's a big inspiration to me. And I one of the things I admire about him is the fact that he's always told the point in visual. Like the point will be right there, but you relate to it because it's like they feel like they're your family too, or that's your mom too, or you know what I mean. And that's what I like to do with my own characters.
Right. And that's why I wanna so I was just getting and I was listening to you talk boy, it's just like it's the elephant in the room that you want to address. What I get out of it. It's like not turn a blind eye, but hey, the elephant's in the room. We need to focus on this elephant in the room because this stuff transpires every day. Like you say, you have to book with the couples, with them being open, being real, being honest,
Mm-hmm.
whether they live a double life, triple life. And this stuff goes on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
The honesty with each other. First of all, being honest with yourself first.
Yes, because that.
And go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that's what people be messing up at.
I
If you
agree.
can't, if you can't be real with you first, you can't expect nobody to be real with you.
I agree, and I agree 1,000% on that. And we talk about this on the show a lot. Relationships. I believe to the point you have to communicate. You have to talk about these things. Like we was talking about this at work. Well, like okay, for Tiffany, instance, We have a lot of Tiffany's in the world who have been sexual assaulted. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if she meets a guy and tell it, and then if the guy may do, they may, okay, they having sex, whatever, but he may do something that may cause her to trigger out something tragic to happen to her, but
Mm-hmm.
she gets mad at him, but he don't know what's going on. But if she would have told him to begin, hey, I'm gonna let you know, I was when I was grow up, I was sexual assaulted, I have
Mm-hmm.
trauma and stuff like that. Then could the situation could have been handled a whole lot better instead of just hiding this stuff, holding this stuff in.
Yes.
And then later down the road, all these skeletons come out, and then you really be pissed off because, like, dang, we wasted all this time. This stuff could have been addressed in the beginning before we took the relationship further. That's what we've been talking about here on the podcast. As
Mm-hmm.
to like being open, talk about different things. But this stuff goes on every day. People being
Yeah.
traumatized, never
Yep.
got the help. Like I said, not being real with themselves.
Yep.
Everybody will put these masks on, but once they once they leave the presence, that's when the real them come out. Then
Yep.
when they get around
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, they put on these fake images, and that's not good at all.
No. It's sad. Like one of the things when I write, part of it was for me to be real with myself with who I am. Because I had to really understand that, I really had to come to terms with the fact that the medical field, like on the field work, was not for me anymore with where I was going with writing, performing, and all the things I was doing. I was like, I gotta be really real with myself. Like I keep getting up, going to a place that I'm starting to hate. I'm tired of, and I would meet these crossroads at times beforehand, not understanding what it meant. Like I would all of a sudden just get real depressed at what I was doing. And I just couldn't get it together and figure it out. But then once I started evolving and like really accepting and loving the writing again and going out there expressing it and things of that nature, and I was like, okay, it's I gotta be real with me. So I talk about me through my books with being real with through my characters by deciding, okay, time to be real, because I had to be real with myself. I've been, I've dealt with failed marriage. I've dealt with, um deciding to take care of my daughter and, things of that nature, and, failed relationships, you know, my fault on things, their fault on things, um, understanding my choice of men is my fault, um, things of that nature. Like I became vegan. Let's see, what year are we in? I became
2022.
vegan. Yeah, I know I do. I always do that. It'll be 4 years next in January that I've been
Okay.
vegan. Yeah, like I had to, like just start figuring it out. And one of the things I learned was that I was getting tired of meat, and I was getting tired of some of the effects that I was having from certain things I was eating. Like I was
Okay.
not feeling good. I was like, I'm only 30. Why am I having these pains here? Like, oh no, like what's going on? So I started changing up, and the pain went away. The, some of the pre-diabetes went away. The iron deficiency went away. So it was like, it's all about, like I said, being real with yourself and honest with yourself on who you want to be. Like for me, it's like I always felt like, even as a child, I'm going to leave my mark on this world. And as a child, I didn't know how. I just knew I liked to write. I liked to swear I could perform. I like dancing. And I was like, I might be a rapper, but instead now as an adult, I enjoy being an erotic poet instead. You know, I'm not trying to be a rapper. Mm-mm.
Man,
But
and that's what's up right there. Like the doing you, being you, doing you. And I'm gonna ask you this: when it comes to, I don't know your status, when you're single, married, or how is that? You single, married, or how is
I'm
that?
not alone. I'm not
Okay.
lonely. If that's what I'm not lonely.
Okay, because I asked that for because I know what you the work that you do, you
mm,
may got a guy who may be insecure
mm.
and want to question everything you do. How is that
I've
anyway?
been there. I've been there. Oh, I've been there because I've been there before. I've had people try to pretend like they can handle it, but
Yeah.
as it was progressing, like they couldn't handle it. And then I've had the fake manager men like, oh, let's be together and I'll be your manager. No, sir. I'm all right. I'm not slow over here. Like, like you got me messed up. I'm well educated. Like it's not. I'm taking this journey and I know what I signed up for, what I'm doing. I know what comes with it, and I'm very strategic about who I've allowed into my space, and me also again evolving and being true with myself and saying, you know what, for me to have a partner, that partner gotta understand that I'm me. And it doesn't mean that I'm out here sleeping with everybody. It don't mean I desire everybody just because I'm saying the stuff I say. You know, I just gotta get my story out, the things I've been through, my feel good about me being sexual, all that. And, they gotta be strong and I will make them they should feel good being with me, despite what they see. If if they see that I posted something uh provocative, like they know that it comes with the brand. I am a brand. Like and I'm every artist is whether they wanna say or not, they're a brand. I mean, it don't stop Jay-Z from being married to Beyonce. It don't stop Offset from being married to Cardi B, and so on and so on and so on. And a lot of these women is out here, looking good doing them, and they got somebody who love them at home. And it could be public or private. So for me, I know for my walk of life, I always just said to myself, um, they gonna they're gonna understand, they're gonna rock with me. And I've experienced the insecure. I've experienced the cheater based off the insecurity because of who I am. I've experienced the weirdos. I've had all kinds of men, like seriously. And after a while, for me, it was like for a long time I was practicing celibacy for a long time. I ain't want to be bothered. I was saying all that freaky stuff and ain't giving nobody nothing. I was like, I'm good. Like, no, I'm not lonely. But,
Yeah. Yeah, because that's why I was asking that, because I know what your line of work, and I know your relationship, like you talk to a person, you talk to a guy and tell the guy up front, okay, this is what I do, this is who I am. At the end of the day, you gave him a choice whether to roll with you or not.
yeah.
And it's up to him to be honest and say, well, yeah, I can, or say, no, I can't. Then that right there could have been prevented instead of just going along just to get along. But deep down inside, he had issues with it, which at the end of the day, he still made a decision. You told him up front, like, hey, this is what I do. I'm letting you know up front, so you not be caught by no surprises. Now I can handle it, but you can't handle it. Because I heard a story where this preacher tell this story, and I said sometime in the show, where it was this couple, they were going toward premarital counseling, whatever. So the priest was trying to tell the guy, okay, she had all this stuff going in her life. Can you handle that? His response was, you see how fine she is. Once again, he trying to get him to see the big picture. Before you make this lifetime commitment with this woman, she has all this stuff going on in her life. Are you willing to handle that? His response was, you see how fine she is. That's all he kept saying. Married a girl, file for divorce. But he was trying to get him before you make that. Think about it before you make this commitment. She has all this stuff going on. And baby, people answer so fast that they don't sit and think about it first. Like, okay, you tell them, okay, I do exotic things. I do exotic poetry. I write books and stuff like that. And I'm letting you know up front, this is what I do. They problem is they answer so fast, they never sit and think about it. Like, okay, just sit and think about it. Don't answer so fast. Sit, think about it, then get back with me and say, okay, I've thought about it. To be honest with you, I can't do it. Or to be honest with you, yeah, I thought about it. I really want to be with you. Then yeah, I can go wrong with it. And it's that simple. But
Right.
yeah, people don't want to be, some, I'm saying everybody, some people just don't want to be real with themselves because they so afraid of saying yay or nay.
Yes. And then some people, like, they'll be like, I see how far I can go with this before it really starts to, then you blow up because the whole time you wasn't never comfortable with it. And you just really love like, I get messages. So I got a message in my Instagram not too long ago. This guy, like, I really want to make you happy. And I'm thinking to myself,
You're already happy. You already happy.
Exactly. I'm real happy. And you don't even know me. Here's the fun part about the whole how fine she is, right? Here's the fun part of it. Do you know how much are you really involved in love with somebody, right? If they take their eyelashes off, if they don't got on no makeup, if they took their wig off, you know what I mean? They didn't get their feet done. My nails ain't done right now. So it's like, how deep in love? Like, are you only in love with the surface because you see bam, 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 all that? Or are you really trying to get to know the person behind the art? That's the whole thing that I learned to understand in this, because a lot of people they want Big Nubian Goddess. Portia is Portia. Portia and Big Nubian Goddess kind of the same, but there's a time when Portia take the wig off. There's a time when Portia walk around with no eyeliner on, no eyelashes. I wear makeup here and there, but no nails on, all that. You messing with her then, when if she's sick, if she upset, like, and she's not always talking ooh and ah, like, what I mean? You messing with her then? No, because you want the ooh and the ah and the look at who I got right here. And I've been on dates with that, where people like, check her out, look at her, like. I'm not, I'm not ugly on the inside. I don't think I am anyway. But there's more to a person.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these men, when they do, when I've had conversation, I literally would be like, you're not even saying nothing I care to hear. Because in order to even write certain things, people think, oh, they just talk about sex. Some people do talk about sex in a miseducated way, but my poetry, the way I say things, there's a book behind it. Like, I read something. Spirituality was something behind it. Like, when it's deeper than that for me. Like, I know what I'm doing. I love to control the mood, the vibe. It's a whole thing. It's an art. It's a study. It has nothing to do with, oh yeah, I got a big butt. They gonna look at me. Like, it's way deeper than that. There's a lot of big butts out there.
Yep. I mean, that's it. It's all about character. That's why I look. It's all about character with me. It's not about the look. I want to know your character. I want to know you. I want to know the person. It's like what some guys do. They don't look at from the neck up. They go from the neck down.
Damn.
They base everything off your body and oh, she's fine, man. Look at that booty. Look at that titty and all the other stuff. But you don't know anything about her character. Like, you approach a woman, it's like, hey, it's something. Hey, introduce yourself, blase. I just came up. It's just something about you. Maybe it's how you look, what you had on. Not something sexual, but hey, I just really want to get to know you. I just want to get to know the character behind your smile. It's just how you eat. It's just something about you. I just want to get to know the character. And what's so hard about that? It's just like they base everything on their dick. And that's the problem. They think in order to get to you, they think it's between your legs. It's not between your legs. It's the way to get to you. It's a mental thing.
Yes.
Not just open your legs and then if you don't open your legs, you a PTITCH and you're but you doing all that at the beginning, you was you sexy, you a queen and you a diamond, you a goddess, and then when you tell them no, you went from being a bitch to a hoe, you a slut, that bitch ain't no good. I'm just keeping it real. That's what they be saying.
I've had people who never even slept with me lie on me. all because I wouldn't sleep with them. And say all kinds of crazy things. I got like 1,000 boyfriends. I ain't never had. Never.
Well, let me ask you this: do they ask you about your body count? Because for some reason, these dudes on YouTubers, these creators, for some reason, they ask you about your body count. I never understood that. They always ask a woman, "What's your body count?" Why should I ask a woman about her body count? Do you have a body count? That's the thing about it. They more focused on what's your body count. Uh, who you talk? It's like wow. It's like, dude, come on.
No,
I
it's
mean,
just, for me with men with that, it's like I'm not interested in your body count. I'm interested in your, did you wash your body?
right.
Did you brush your teeth? Do you know that it's after you go down certain places on the woman, you supposed to wash up, right? Like those things I be concerned with faster than anything. Cause body count, who, to be honest, who cares? Who cares?
I know, right?
Like, and a lot of people, sad to say, the men who I've encountered in life, some of them like to think of me as someone who's never been with no one. Even like I think that's weird, but okay, I got a child, but that's how they like to view it. I'm like, all right, whatever. They don't. Some men don't want to think about what I've done, but some. And then I've had the ones who ask me those questions, the body count question, ask me questions. What do I think of their size and was they? Yeah, I'm like, what?
And it's on the first date, and it's actually on the first date. Like, that's
Like
weird, man. It's
it,
creepy.
it was like it wasn't a first date for this particular individual, but it was like after our first encounter,
Uh-huh.
and he asked me that question, and I was like, I was mad because I'm like, I don't want to think about somebody else's stuff and compare it. Like what?
And I
Like
said, he,
yes. Like no, that's too weird for me. Like I'm okay. Like just like I could easily lie to you if I wanted to, but I just was like, yo, I don't want to think about no shit like that. I don't want to
I,
think about no shit like that.
I
That's
mean, it's
only why I
honest.
said,
Right.
yeah,
Because it's ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
ask about a body count. That's stupid. Another thing I heard on this social media was this is stupid. They were saying these are males. They're not men. They're males. They basically
Mm.
would say, and I disagree with this. They would say if a woman has a social media account and she's in a committed relationship, that's cheating because if she's having all these men liking her picture in her inbox, that's a form of cheating. So they would tell these women to delete their social media account, but it's okay for them to have one. Cause they were saying was, well, see, women will get more responses than men. No matter if the man handsome, whatever, he won't get that many responses as women. So if women are in a committed relationship and they get all these hearts and everything, that's a form of cheating. That's so stupid. That's
It's
insecurity.
the most dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like the dumbest. Now, for me, all my social media is business. Even like it's business personal because I take my business personal. But I don't. I would never. I don't even. It's like as long I've the things I've been through on social media, navigating it before, like um, years ago when I was married, I experienced the whole, oh, why you put that picture up? I wasn't even doing nothing. Like I didn't, my butt wasn't out, wasn't nothing. It was a picture like this, and that was setting it off. And I'm like, but I look at I'm scrolling because me and that person at the time, we shared certain interests. I'm scrolling and I see that he writing damn under big booties and all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, do you want me to show people my big booty? Is that because you seem to like that stranger's big booty? Like, what is it? That's why I was like, I'm just gonna be doing with it. I just decided, like, for me, on that at that time, I just was like, I didn't, post nothing crazy, but when I did post bathing suit pictures and stuff like that, I had no shame in it. He felt some type of way, but I didn't care. I felt like you getting the energy you put out there. I'm, sometimes I say I'm karma. Sometimes,
But
sometimes it be like that. Like you want to start a war with me, you ain't gonna win, because I don't. I'm very like solid. Like if I am in a committed relationship, I am solid. So the moment you start showing me some unsolid shit, it's like I got two choices. I can just walk away, or we can play, and you ain't gonna like it, cause y'all know y'all men, y'all take it different. Like I've never now I've done I've done dirty, like I've cheated on men, but it wasn't emotional cheating. See, I'm not no I'm the myth of women cheating emotional now over here, not for me. It wasn't emotional. It wasn't like, oh, you wasn't. No, it was, you want to play, we gonna play. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna
but
get
they
you.
don't realize that it's
Mhm.
their fault. They bring this stuff on themselves, and that's when they want to
Exactly.
come with the women. She's evil, and women are evil, and women female nature, and all kind of stuff. They go where you got men talking about they want to go their own way, and that single mothers are bad, and all kind of stupid stuff, lose their value, and this stuff that goes on. Like, these guys are real quick, but they don't realize women won't cheat all the time. They'll cheat if the man's changed. If he start changing, doing stuff he ain't got no business doing, what do you think she gonna do?
Exactly. Because either she going, if she like you, for me, it was, if I like you and I ain't done with you, I'm gonna cheat on you back. But if I don't like you, like, and if I'm loving you and I'm really like, oh, this ain't right, I'm gonna leave. Cause it's like I don't, it's either two ways about it. Like I'm not gonna, because if I stay, I'm going to, and get somebody I love, and you did me like this, eventually it's gonna brew into something that I don't want to put on you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, don't. I look, like you said, the men bring that energy. Now some men just get messed up females, because there's
They
some
do.
damage,
It is. It is. It's
yeah.
some jacked up ones. But you know what? Push them. Tell you why they get those jacked up ones, because they leave with their wallet. They
Mm.
put themselves out there. They want to try to wind it down. And you know what? I don't blame her, because if you the sucker, she gonna play you. Bottom line. So don't get mad when she played you, because you set your own self up. One, lose
Hmm.
your wallet, all this other stuff. Just be yourself, but that's their fault.
Yeah. I I seen online this thing where some guy, he was talking about how he liked to do like a pre-date, like invite somebody for coffee and talk to them,
Hmm.
just to see if he would, if they have any common ground to go on an actual date.
Hmm.
And I was reading the comments, some women was mad to me, if you broke, just say that. And I'm thinking to myself, I've done that to men. If
I
I
do the
thought,
same thing too. I do that because if I'm interested in you, and I talk to you, I'll say, hey, let's get together for coffee, tea, wine, or whatever. Let's go watch
yeah,
it. Because if we want to be with each other, dinner and all this stuff, it don't matter. It just like, okay, we just vibe and we get to talk to each other. Nothing wrong with that. I do that. I'm 40 years. I just turned 40,
oh,
but
okay, happy
oh yeah, I turned 40 back in 23rd of April. So, but like I said, that's what I do. I believe in that, because
birthday.
it's all about getting to know each other.
Hmm.
So if we feeling each other out and it's something there, then okay, then we could take it to that next
To
phase.
the next, to the dinner and things like that, because I've been to dinner with men that I never wanted to see again. I
I know, right? So it's agreeable, but you know what? They don't think it's impossible, because they don't think it's possible to hear you're a woman that's saying that. So you agree with that terminology. Okay, we getting together, we're gonna sit down, talk over
ain't.
coffee.
Yes, and I was fine with that. And because in the thing, and the guy was basically talking about the girl tried to order all this stuff. And the guy was like, I'm not paying for I invited you for coffee.
That's
Like,
it.
yeah, and I think that's what's wrong with people who don't read in between lines. Like, if like I said, I've done it. I'm like, yeah, you want to sit, go, or we can go meet at park, sit, have some coffee, whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I think that that's the smartest thing to do.
it
So
is.
that, you know what I mean? Like, and if you hungry, then you should have money to buy your own self something to eat.
Yeah, we'll get ice cream or something. You want to get some ice cream? We'll do some ice cream. There's not gonna
Yeah,
be no dinner on the first day, or eat before
no.
we get together, or eat before we meet up.
Eat before exactly. Like, I think that the entitlement of certain things. It's not. There's nothing wrong with uh if you could say no. Like, no, I don't want to meet for coffee. And
Exactly.
you know what I mean? But for me, I've done it. I've sat for coffee and I've ended up having some of the best conversations with coffee that led to other things that
Yeah.
led, you know, it's a vibe. Or even if it wasn't coffee, it was just we going for a walk. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. I feel you on that. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Cause it's like, what if you want? Listen, I don't oppose to wear the bag at. I don't oppose to that if that's the type of woman you are. But just pay attention to the cues of what the man is giving you.
Exactly.
If, if he's not giving you the cue that he's ready to spend a bunch of money on you, and he actually trying to get to know you, then and you know that ain't what you're looking for, you should fall back.
That's it. And you know what it does? It weeds out. Okay.
Yep.
Either you
Hmm.
serious or you're not serious. So when you like get mad and upset, and just show me your character. Just show me what you're all about.
Exactly.
So move on to the next. And then the thing about it is, portion, they don't have to accept the invitation.
Yeah. You
And
can
they
say no.
like that's their choice. Why get mad because somebody made a decision? And the thing about they get mad about it. You don't
Hmm.
have to accept the invitation. You do not have to go. It's by choice.
Yes.
Nobody's not forcing you to do it.
Nobody's on exactly. Exactly. Now, as long as a man don't invite you out to dinner and y'all ordering food, and when it's time for the bill, he tell you he ain't got no money. That's something different. But I'd rather avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, because the thing about yeah, because at the end of the day, okay, I'm speaking on my own man, I'm team man. When a man does that, he's trying to see, okay, is this woman worthy enough to become my potential, what was it, my wife, the mother of my children? That's what guys look for. Because, like I said, you love yourself, you're gonna protect yourself at all costs. Because you're
Mm,
not gonna allow no toxic guy to come into your inner circle. Just
right.
like a guy's not to allow a toxic woman to come into his inner circle, especially you got so much stuff going on positive. Why you gonna allow somebody to come into the rope what you got going on?
Hmm.
So it makes a lot
Exactly.
of sense. You protecting your kingdom, you protecting your empire, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I'm with you on that. We understand. I'm with you 1,000% on that. And I
Yeah.
know. So we
Yeah.
had some good discussion on it. So one, I know we pressed for time.
Okay.
So go ahead and how can people order the book? Where can they get it from? I know you mentioned that the channel, so how can they plug in with the channel as well?
Okay. So for the book, all of my books are available on Amazon. So if you would like to follow me on Instagram, my author page is called Author Portia, Porsze Day, Portia Day on IG, or my Thick Nubian Goddess page. On the author page is my actual link for all my books is in the bio. And for the network, it's called ISE and it's on Amazon Fire TV and Roku. You just go to search, type it in. Some people might see the ISC Ultra, but we're not done with that yet, but it's there. So just click on the ISP TV part. The Ultra is coming soon. And yeah, you can find me. Here go my other book. Harsh Terminology is my other one. And let me see. Part 2 is the same looking as part 1. And let me think. Anything else? Oh, shout out to ISC, of course. Shout out to my team. I'm so happy with everything we're doing. If you want to listen to my poetry, it's called Thick Nubian Goddess, the erotic poet EP on everything. And I'm also getting ready to drop a poetry book as well. Like I said, I love to write. So yeah. Thank
Man.
you. And I would like to shout out to you. Thank you. What Furman? Is it?
Yep, that's it. That's it.
Okay. Because I feel like I don't like taking up people's names.
I
I
feel you. I feel you.
I am super appreciative for you allowing me to come on your platform. I thank you for reaching out to me. I thank you for buying my book. Um, Please feel free to email me. I will send you part 2 for free. Just
Oh man.
email me
I
your
will.
where you want it to go and all
Okay.
that, and I will sign it. I might even go in Hirsch terminology for you too. So
Awesome.
I'll
Awesome.
sign them, and I'm so appreciative. When I saw that, I said, Texas want to talk to me,
Also, Portia, I thank you for taking time out. You built the schedule. I know we was conversating. Matter of fact, I know we talked pretty before this interview. Cause I think because your schedule at the time was already booked. So I know booked around this time it happened. Because we've been emailing each other back and forth. I will send you my address. I'm looking forward to finish reading the book.
Yes, I
Um,
will be sending you the book.
keep doing what you're doing, keep striving, I know you are as well. Very excited for you, very happy for you. And y'all
Thank
support, man. Y'all support. I bought the book on Amazon because you see I got my little bookmark. I'm still reading. So man, y'all support. I support anybody. People that's doing great things. Put your money where your mouth is. That's what I'm gonna say. Put your money where your mouth is.
That's what I'm
I
talking
spend
about.
money. I pay my own money. I buy things. Like I said, my sister. Big shout out to her. She has her own online store. I ordered some stuff from her. I ordered some clothes, jackets from her. I believe in
Oh, okay.
supporting people. I'm not just all about talking. See, people talk, but put your money where your mouth is. If you're really serious about supporting people, pay for their products. It's all
Mm-hmm.
about that. Sow that seed. It's an investment. So hey, I'm not boasting and bragging. Just be real with yourself, and that shows a lot about your character. So before we get off the air, Portia, I know um, this is gonna be on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a clip on my Twitter account. I'm gonna have a clip of it on IG, Spotify, and Anchor Podcast. And also, big shout out to we actually became well known in the United States for Walking This Way Impact was podcast on Spotify. So, do you have any final remarks you want to leave with the audience for right now and those in the near future?
Um, just be true. Be true to you. Literally walk your path. Like walk your path. And let me tell you, it can get rough, it can get lonely, but it's always well worth it. Especially if you know it's for your higher self and better good. Like you will you will never regret it. Never. I'm
Yeah,
so
awesome.
deep in walking in my truth. It's crazy.
Man,
And
that's what's up.
thank you again. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And you're welcome, Portia. Thank you for taking time out your to schedule once again to talk about your book, your business, your brand, entrepreneurship, of course, and strive for excellence. We'll get up there. Daquan, you won't have anything you want to share, my brother?
Oh yeah. So of course, thank you for all the information you brought today, Portia. It was so needed. And I want to say people, especially Black people, we often say there's no help, no one understands our problems or anything like that. But as you say, you're telling stories of things that's going on, and the same problems that they're having. So, sometimes you gotta, like you say, purchase something, buy the book. You got to get the information to change. So
Hmm.
that way you can save the next person coming that's going through that experience. People out here telling their stories and we got to listen or else we're going to repeat.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah,
totally agree.
and that's
Thank
true.
you.
And that's up. And like I said, Portia, thank you again. And we're going to get off the air. For those that know how it is, remember the graveyard. Everybody had one thing in common. They thought they were going to see tomorrow, and they didn't. So let's live life like it's our last day. And most importantly, love yourself, embrace yourself. Take your favorite drink tonight, whether you drink water, tea, wine, coffee, whatever you drink. Look yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself I love you. Tell yourself I got your back. Tell yourself we're gonna succeed. Tell yourself we're gonna conquer. Tell yourself we're gonna make it. Tell yourself that we will, we are loved. And that's
Yes.
what you want to tell yourself. And that's it. And let the games begin. Y'all have a great night. We'll be back here next Tuesday night here on Walking This Way Impact Wars Podcast. And most importantly, man, y'all like, subscribe, share on our YouTube channel. You follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Anchor, you name it, on all different social media platforms. And most of all, we love to hear from you as well. If you want to become a guest here on the podcast, where you want to tell your story, where you want to promote your brand, your business, feel free to hit me up, inbox me. You can email me, of course. If you have any products you want to share with the audience, what you got going on, hey, feel free. It's all about support. And like I said, we got a lot of great shows lined up for December. I got the Saturday morning show that's gonna be kicking off for 2023. So I'm making a sacrifice. I work night shift, but I don't have to go back to work to Saturday night. So I'm gonna be doing the show like 10 o'clock Saturday morning. That's something that was on my heart to do. So we'll be doing the Saturday morning show as well. It's all about taking Impact Voice to a whole nother level. So, we got Tuesday night, got Wednesday night, and we're gonna have Saturday nights as well. I mean, not Saturday night, but Saturday morning. So it's a lot going on for the first of the year. Man, y'all have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your night. And most importantly, set your goals. Write down everything. Structure your life. Correct whatever you need to be correct in your life. Don't wait. If I'm gonna say this before I get off the air tonight. If you ever read a book, The Alchemist tells us, don't worry about the future. You worry about your present. If you correct your present, your future will be taken care of. You know how we used to say all the time, looking forward to the future. But if you still doing this, if you're doing things backwards or awkward or whatever you want to call it in the present, you're just gonna repeat the same thing in the future. So you want your future to be bright. Create little things in your present and watch your future become bright because that's what you're working on. So, man, y'all have a great night. We'll be back here next Tuesday night here on Walking This Way Impact Wars Podcast.
Peace.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
No problem. You're
Yeah.
welcome.